What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. We're going to get into TNA Impact from July the 31st, 2025. A pretty okay show for the most part. Although that main event pissed me off. Trick Williams should not have lost that. It should have been AJ Francis taking the pin, but it is what it is. I see what they're doing. They're obviously setting up a match between Moose and Trick at Emergence for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, so it is what it is. It's fine. I think it's in 2 weeks from now, so that's fine, I guess. But, all in all, the show was pretty okay. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. Cedric Alexander versus Leon Slater versus Jason Hotch. Triple threat for the X Division Championship. Leon Slater retained. He ended up winning via the Swanton 450 for the 1-2-3. He pinned Jason Hotch, which is fine. So, post-match, Leon Slater, him and Cedric, they were in the backstage area. They were sitting side by side. They basically went back and forth. Alexander noted that Leon Slater didn't beat him. Leon Slater said that he still won. So that's fine. So they just continue to jog back and forth. And it sets up a match between the two of them at Emergence, which is pretty cool. So that should be pretty cool. Hopefully this turns into a feud, but I doubt it. But I'm glad, that we're getting this match. This should be fun. There's a lot of stuff that Leon can learn from Cedric because Cedric is a veteran. So really good shit there. I'm very happy that TNA is giving us this match. Although a little bit early. But maybe this is something that I was thinking around Bound for Glory. But I get it. It really does make sense if you think about it. Moving on. So, Gabby Laspiza, she interviewed Masha Slamovich backstage. So, Masha said that Jacy Jayne would regret facing her tonight. Masha says that she was the one who made the title mean something, and she's going to take it back. All right, that's fine. Moving on. So this leads us into Indy Hartwell and Dani Luna. They defeated Jody Threat and Ariana Grace from NXT. And surprisingly, Dani Luna got the pinfall. I'm a fan of Dani Luna. I like her. Indy is okay, but she needs some damn work. She should not be the baby face that TNA is trying to build their company around. She does not need to be the baby face. It should be somebody different. But that is just me. So, it is what it is. But good stuff there. I'm glad she won. Moving on. So Jake something, he cut a promo backstage. He said that Menace Warner was out of the way. He talked about facing Steve Maclin for the TNA International Championship. And then Steve Maclin, he showed up, and the two of them had a stare down. So I'm guessing this is going to set up a one-on-one match between them two either next week or by Emergence. And hopefully Jake something wins, but he probably won't because they are declaring war on NXT, that being TNA, with Steve Maclin, the Hardys, and Leon Slater. They basically formed an alliance to safeguard the TNA guys from NXT. So I do like that. So really good shit there. That's fine. Moving on, this leads us into the Rascals. Zachary Wentz and Myron Reed, they defeat the Nemeths, Nick and Ryan Nemeth, they win via the spiral tap, which is really cool. I didn't expect for Zachary Wentz to bust that out, but he did. And match was short. You know, one thing I like about TNA matches is that they're actually short. Sending with NXT, they're short as well. That's one thing I like about both TNA and NXT. They give you shorter matches versus AEW. You have like a 15-minute match sometimes. Main roster, WWE, same thing. It can go sometimes 10 to 15 minutes, but TNA matches, for the most part, you're going to get a good 5 to 10 minutes. And then I think your main event would be probably about at least 15 minutes. So I do like how they have everything set up. That's really good stuff there. Post-match, so the Nimbus, they refused to leave the ring. Nick said they lost the belts on a fluke. He said they would get the rematch at Emergence. Ryan complained that they didn't get pinned. They lost a ladder match. So Ryan then insults Rhode Island. So the hometown man, Diener, his sorry ass showed up, claiming to be from Rhode Island. He wanted the Nimbus to apologize to his hometown. So the hometown man threatened Nick if he didn't apologize. And then the Nimbus, they beat down Cody Diener. They beat him down. They took off his mask and everything else, which is cool. So they unmasked him. They covered him up. You know, security came in, put a towel over his head and all that other shit. And then the Nimbus, they attacked security guards, and then the Rascals come in to make the save. Again, this is the problem I have with TNA. Get Diener the fuck off of my television. Get Sami Callihan off my television. Moose, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards. Get these guys off of our fucking televisions. Please. Enough is enough. Scott D'Amore, please sign Diener up. Please. Enough. Like, this is not funny. This is boring. This is a waste of time. Moving on. So, Frankie Kazarian, he comes out next. He's backstage. He talked about a time where hard work was respected in TNA, but it's not anymore. He complained about being made to lead the announce team. He said he needed to have a chat with Carlos Silva, and he won't be pushed around by management. Okay, this is fine, but yet again, I do not care about Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian should be like a backstage producer or something like that, along those lines. Enough is enough. Frankie Kazarian is useless. He's totally fucking useless. Moving on. So we get a great promo by Mike Santana. He talked about losing at Slammiversary. He said even though he was cheated, he lost. So the fans chanted, "You got robbed." He talked about the history of fighting back. So then he continues to walk through the crowd. He paused as he talked about having to wipe the tears away from his little girl's eyes. He said that he told that he held her, and she said that he's gonna get it next time. So Mike Santana continues on and saying the same way he promised his daughter, he's gonna promise the fans that he'll be TNA World Champion. So I do like this. He's still focused. Mike Santana losing at Slammiversary was a smart decision. It is what it is. It does make sense. This does set up him and Trick at Bound for Glory, which we know that Mike Santana is going to win. And I do like that. It does make sense. Moving on. This leads us into Jacy Jayne versus Masha Slamovich, the rematch from Slammiversary for the Knockouts Championship. So it is a DQ because Ash by Elegance, a.k.a. Dana Brooke, shows up, and she attacked Masha, and basically, the Elegance brand, they got into the ring and they had a face-off with Fatal Influence, and then this led for Xia Li and Ying Li, aka Xia Li, showing up and, having a stare down, so that's cool. It's interesting. It seems like they may make this into a triple threat. We might do, Masha, Jacy, and Ash at Emergence. That's what it really seems like. I hate that idea, but it is what it is. It's fine, I guess. Moving on. So, we go backstage. The doctor checked on Casey Navarro's knee. He refused to get cleared. The doctor refused to clear Casey. So Trick Williams and AJ Francis, they show up. Trick was annoyed that Casey was injured again, and then AJ told Casey to get a crutch and join them anyway. Okay, that's fine. So, the Elegance brand, they celebrate backstage. Santana Marella tells Ash by Elegance that her interference in the match was unacceptable. Masha was held back by security. Ash said that she wanted her title shot next week. Santino said the winner of that match would face Masha. And Santino then banned all of the members from the Elegance brand, Heather and M by Elegance. Okay, that's fine. Then we got a really good vignette by Mara Sade, which is Jakara Jackson. She looked really good here. She talked about her history in fitness competitions and why she wants to wrestle. She said she loves the spotlight. She said she's a masterpiece and she likes attention. She said the attention gives her power. And she called herself a generational talent. And she said she wants to be a part of the TNA legacy. So really good stuff there. I do like this. This promo seems like it's kind of tweener. I don't know. I would love for her to be a babyface, though. It does seem kind of heelish, but maybe they'll turn her face in due time. But, I mean, she just got there, so that's good. Hopefully they end up pushing her. I would rather her get the push and be the face of the Knockouts division versus Indy Hartwell. Indy, in my opinion, she just does not have it. She just doesn't. I know that sounds mean, but it's the truth. She doesn't have it. She does not have it. She's not ready for it. She's not. She's okay in the ring, and that's it. She has a little personality. Not much, but, I don't know. I think Jakara Jackson would be better off as the babyface of the Knockouts division, but we'll have to wait and see how things play out. Moving on. So the Order 4, they had a victory rally. Mustafa Ali talked about outsiders capturing the TNA titles. He said it was time for a change. And then he introduced the members of the Order 4, including Agent Zero, the security agent who said he would protect them. So he got angry at the crowd for cheering for Mike Santana, the System, and Joe Hendry. So Joe Hendry came out. Joe Hendry said that there are no secrets in TNA. He said the cameras picked up embarrassing footage of John Skyler backstage, and then it was just a video of Skyler's face on a wrestling buddy doll, which is pretty cool, pretty funny. So he's doing all types of fun stuff with the doll, like, taking a shit and everything else. So Mustafa Ali said, this is why no one believes in Joe Hendry anymore. He said Joe Hendry was a joke. Then Joe Hendry then proceeded to challenge Ali to a match tonight. Mustafa Ali said no, but they can do it next week. So that Joe Hendry and the fans had time to prepare for something truly to believe in. Joe Hendry said they would need that in order. They would need 4 sets of earplugs because the fans are going to be chanting "We Believe." So that's pretty cool. I do like that. Interesting stuff there. Then we had a backstage interview with Sami Callihan and Tom Hannafin. Who cares about this shit? Sami is basically being fat shamed by Moose and all this other jazz and everything else. Tom Hannafin goes over Sami Callihan's career and everything else, and then Sami says that at Emergence he wants one more match to see if he still has it. He wants to face Mike Santana. If he wins, it could be a part of a comeback story, but if he loses, he'll ride off into the sunset. Great. Please do this so that way we can get this loser off of our television, that being Sami Callihan. Look, I used to like Sami Callihan years ago, but that was in like 2017, 2018. Now, no. But whatever. It's not that important. He's obviously going to lose, and this is going to probably, have him ride into the sunset. Maybe he'll show up in AEW. Who knows? Maybe he'll work NWA or MLW. I don't give a fuck. Maybe he'll even go to Canada and deal with Scott D'Amore's promotion, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Let's get him the fuck off my television, please. Moving on. Main event of the evening. The System, Moose and Eddie Edwards, they defeat Trick Williams and AJ Francis. So Trick eats a spear from Moose for the 1, 2, 3. And that was the show. Again, that pissed me off. Bad decision by TNA. But we get it. We understand why it happened and occurred. Clearly, Trick is going to win at Emergence. So, it is what it is. Basically, Emergence and I can't remember. I think Emergence and Victory Road, those are just stepping stones until we get to Bound for Glory in October. So that's fine. But all in all, the show was okay for the most part. I did like Mike Santana's promo. The main event pissed me off. And I like the Joe Hendry Mustafa Ali stuff. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.